everybody. Welcome to another fun video. This is a pre-taped video by me, Carrie Beglow, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Farmington Hills, Michigan. Today's video is what I like to call Just in Case. And for those of you who do not know, it is an acronym. C.A.S.E. stands for Copy and Stamp Everything. So I had previously mentioned that one of the cards that I just love the minute I saw it, even before as a demonstrator, I could not see inside the catalog, was this card on the very front of the new Stampin' Up! Mini catalog that is live January, so it's live now, through June of 2022. Love this card. So I am going to case it. And I hope you guys like it. I did do some of the stuff in advance, but basically I'm going to show you how I made this card, or how I'm making this card. I haven't actually made it yet. I just have all the pieces ready. So let's get started. I'm going to set this over here for right now. I am using the Tulip Fields stamp set and the Tulip Fields dies. Now these are available in a bundle. Okay, and you would, if you want them, you want to buy the bundle because you save 10%. And the bundle, do I have it written in here? I don't know. I really don't. Yes, I do. So the stamps by themselves are $18. The dies are $33. So that would be $51. But if you buy it as a bundle, it's only $45.75. Bargain. So definitely recommend that. I mean, look how cute. Oh, love this set. So we're going to be using that. I'm also using a sentiment from the Flowering Tulips dies, or stamps, which also has an awesome set of dies, which you guys have seen me use. There's also a suite where you can get both of the bundles and a bunch of other stuff. I have to find it because I meant to mark this before I started making this video. But, you know, best laid plans. And just so you know, although you are watching a taped video, I pretty much do my taped videos just like my live videos. I wing it. If I make a mistake, I make a mistake. So here are the two bundles. But if you look on pages 14 and 15, you see the whole suite. So you can get everything on this page for $126.75. I know that's a lot, but remember it's celebration. So that's going to get you at 2 level 1s or one of the level 2s. And if you add another $25 in there, actually it's a little less than, it's like $23.25. You can get 3 level 1s or 1 level 1 and a level 2. So, and it's gorgeous. It's so pretty. So, and I didn't think I was going to like these brushed butterflies, but you've seen me use them and they are freaking awesome. So is this ribbon. All of it. Love it. So anyway, here's what we're casing. So let's get on with that. So I'm going to scoot these over because I have already pulled out the stamps and stuff that we are going to need. Let's set that right there in case I've forgotten something. I've also used the rectangle stitch dies, which is, if you look very closely at your catalog, you probably won't see it on the video, but if you look really closely at the catalog, that's what they use too. They use the stitch dies, and they used the smaller one. So I cut out the designer series paper, which is from the Tulips suite. And this is the size. So I don't know. Let's see. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 from the smallest. That's the one that I used. If you do not have this, oh my golly. Why? Ask yourself, why don't I have these? Use them all the time. Love, love, love. So that is the stitch, and it's number 151820, $35. It's in the annual catalog. So don't throw this piece away because obviously you can use it on either side for a future project. So hold on to that. And then there you see I have the opening right there. And you do see that it's off center. Theirs is off center also. I think they may have used a smaller one or their card is bigger. I haven't figured that out yet. I think it's possible their card was a little bit bigger. But I'm making a standard A2 card. And I'm going to use some, I believe this is Daffodil Delight. Let me look at my notes here. So Saffron. It is So Saffron. 4.5 by 5, I'm sorry, 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded at 4.25. So, going to get that ready. And just grab your bone folder and get that nice, lovely, strong crease in there. Okay, so now I always like to do the inside of a card as soon as possible. Sometimes I forget. So when I say always, it's a relative term in my world. So I am going to stamp that with So Saffron on a piece of 4" by 5.25 basic white. And I'm taking the, what did I do with the stamps? I'm taking this fun little trim right here because why? It is the same design that's on this designer series paper. It's the same design. So continuity is fun. So I am going to just set that right here at the bottom. You could go a little crazy and you could add more of them if you wanted to. I'm just going to do one. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. And I'm going to then put that inside of my card. Grab my awesome liquid glue here and get it started. I have tried everything to keep my liquid glue so that it flows like perfect every time I pull it out. I've cleaned off the tip, I've done everything, and it always seems like the very first time you're using it. And I store it like this, up, nose down. And I still have to like really make the first one goopy. If you guys have a tip, please share with us on how to keep that from happening. I haven't really investigated it. I'm sure there's a way. I just haven't taken the time because it doesn't bug me a whole lot, but just a little bit. Sometimes it does. Okay, so that is not very centered, is it? Perfection is overrated. If you follow me, you know that is my mantra. It is overrated. And if you're looking for the perfect demonstrator, you are not done looking because she isn't me. I am not perfect. Okay, so now here's where I found it a little bit tricky. And I had to play around a little bit to try to figure out how they measured these amounts here. So I finally think that I've got it. And I've cut some of the designer series paper. Also, again, from the Tulips group. Do you guys remember this? We did that with the ladybug stamp the other day. And I want to be sure that it's going to fit in the window similar to this. So I kind of played around with it a little bit. And I decided that the clouds need to be a little lower. So, and I want to make sure that it doesn't show on the outsides of this. So now I'm going to lift this off and I'm going to even it up because that would be good, right? And then watch this. I'm going to take this piece of designer series paper and I'm going to carefully flip it just so that I can see what's here. Then I'm just going to put a little bit right there. I don't want to put it too close to the edge because there's something I'm going to tuck in. So now, and if you want to measure, go ahead. I sometimes feel like eyeballing is the way to go. And so now I'm going to line this up. I'm not worried that you can see this is the flowers are cut a little bit longer. I just want to be sure that it's still fitting in there. I think I just dropped, yep, I dropped my bone folder. I tend to knock things off the table while I'm taping. So we've got that so far. And then I was looking, hey, there's a tree. So I pre-stamped the tree in Pear Pizzazz, and I already cut it out with the die. And I pre-stamped, there were 3 clouds, and there are 2 dies. There's a big cloud die and a little cloud die. So I did have to run it again. And these are stamped in Petal Pink. So those are some of the things that I pre-stamped for you. Then the sentiment, I stamped in Versamark ink onto a piece of, and this is the one that's from the other stamp set, the Tulips stamp set. And I stamped it on the edge, and I inked it, or I'm sorry, I embossed it with white embossing powder, and there we go. No one deserves a happier birthday more than you, because that's what that says. Then I also pre-cut out, let me see if I can get this over here without it all falling down. The windmill fans, or whatever you want to call these. I'm sure there's some kind of proper name for them. And then the whole piece of window or windmill, and then the really intricate windmill, and then those are out of basic white. And then 3 of the double fences. The dies come with 1 double fence and 1, 2, 3, 4 single fences. So there's a whole lot of stuff you can do with that. So see, there's 2 of those, and then I did these and this and this. So that is where we are. And I just thought you guys don't really need to watch me cut all that stuff out. So their tree does look slightly dimensional. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm kind of sort of sure that it is dimensional. So I am going to take a dimensional, and I'm going to put it near the top of the tree. And then I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue at the bottom. I can't see if any came out. Hang on. It looks like, see what I mean? Is it just me? There, and see now I got a giant goober. But that's okay, because I'm going to need some on one of these. So I am going to just take some of it. There we go. And then, of course, take the backing off of that. Now, this is going to be off a little bit, but you still want to see it. But if you look at the design, it is slightly out of frame. But it is sticking up a little bit. And then there's a cloud behind it. So may as well take that cloud that I inked up or adhesived up. And then the other 2 clouds are also there. And the window, like I said, it's kind of hard to judge because you don't have the window in front of you constantly. The little window frame that I cut out. So you kind of have to guess if it's going to be in frame or out of frame. I don't know. But, you know, when you're casing, I'm trying to case it exactly or close to exactly to how it's going to look in the catalog. But I guarantee you 100% it will not be exactly. It just won't. Okay, I have a lot of glue on my fingers now. All right, so now there are a couple of things. I'm going to set these 2 aside for a minute. These things are very, very intricate. All of these little pieces are so intricate. And what they need is a sponge dauber, which I forgot to grab. So let me grab that. I have one that's just for glue. And I don't think this is it, but it is now. So when I want to do this, you can do these, of course. It would probably be easier if you, before you cut them out, you put sticker paper on the back of them. Yes, super, super much easier. So I'm just going to do little dabs on this fence. I'm not going to dab like it completely. So I just kind of want to be sure that it stays in place when I put it down. And I think if I have it in these little, I don't know how well you guys can see this while it's on the silicone matte. Probably not great, but there we go. And before I get too carried away with other things, I want to put these on the card. And if you look, they go across the designer series paper, but they are not connected. So they are kind of up. I've got mine slightly in the flowers, but only slightly in the flowers. And then the other one, and they are not, like I said, they were not touching. This is why I think they might have used a bigger card. But I didn't look up the directions, and I didn't look them up on purpose. Because even though as a demonstrator, I can look up exact measurements, 99.9% of the time when you are copying something from something you saw, whether it's an actual project that you want to copy like I'm doing here, or maybe you just saw something fun in a magazine that is not exactly this project. Yeah, it's definitely longer, I think. But you see it's hanging off there. I'm not worried about it because that's not going to show anyway. But we all want it to be perfect. I know that we do, but perfection, as you know very well, I think is overrated. So why worry about that? So now I'm going to take this little piece and I'm going to get some on the big pieces. Oh, look, see, it's colored. So I'm getting some color on the back of this, but I don't care. No one's going to see it. Come on. So that's why I should have used one that I didn't think to pull it out. I apologize. So then we're just going to line this up. Of course you can do this. I've seen it done with different colors and that looks really cute. But again, I am copying. So I want it to be a little bit different. Now, I just saw that I did forget something. So just hold on one second. I want to grab that real quick. Okay, I forgot to grab my round and square brads. Yep, brads are back. So I'm going to want a small round one if I can find one in here. Yep, I see one. There's one right here. Okay, just a little round brad. And then I need my take your pick tool, and I'm going to use the piercing end to punch a hole. There's already a hole there, so I'm just going to punch a hole right there, and then line up my awesome blades or fan, whatever you choose to call them. And did you know that you can keep it right there and poke, and it'll go into your foam mat, and it doesn't really hurt it. And then just open up the little legs of your brad. I'm going to turn that a little bit and press these over so they don't show. There you go. And if you're worried about them moving, take a piece of tape, hold them down. You can do that. I just kind of leave them like that. And then I kind of go like this because then that helps them flatten out a little bit more. Okay? So now I have all of my pieces basically ready to go and put the card together. So now here comes the fun. We are going to put adhesive on the back of this, and it's going to be flat on your card. And the trick is to put it so that it's going to be in the center of this, but I don't want to adhere this square down yet, but I do want it to be centered on my card, right? So that looks good. So I can move that, and yeah, it does look crooked, but when it showed up in the window, I was good. And then I am grabbing my foam adhesive sheets, and I have sticky all over my fingers. You guys are like that when you stamp? I hope you're commenting. Just because this is a taped video, please continue to comment. Comments mean a lot. You go into drawing. Every month I do drawings for people who've commented and for people who shared. So please share this video and then comment that you shared. If you are watching this video from either my YouTube channel or from someone else's shared video, please, if you want to comment, you can comment on theirs, of course, but I may not see it. So if you want to be in the drawing, go back to facebook.com/memory inkers and comment there. That's how you can be sure that you will get in on my drawings. All right, so this does spin, by the way, and you can determine if, I mean, you know, I don't know that I want mine to spin, but, you know, you might want yours to spin. Did I put that on right? Oh, yeah. Phew. I always worry about those things. So now I am going to take a strip. If you guys have never used these are just so cool. And you can cut them to any length that you want. Just pull them off slow, because if you don't, I see I'm getting an extra piece here that I might use in a minute. If you don't, it may tear off. So I am actually going to be using kind of a lot of this because this is designer series paper. It is going to not be quite as strong as I might want it to be. So I'm going to put that piece right there just to have it handy. And I may as well take this one and do it right there just to give it some more strength. And I'm going to tear off another piece. Again, take your time so it doesn't tear. And I'm hoping this is in camera. And then I know that I need a piece right here. And then I'm going to want a piece here, and obviously I don't have enough. So I'm going to measure this and snip the piece before I pull it off. I pulled the whole ones off on the other ones because I knew that I was going to use the whole piece. Now you'll see I did not put any here because, I mean, that's just a small section, or over here because I know that the tree is popped up. So, okay, so then you just press those down and take your pick tool to remove the adhesive. Taking the cap off, take your pick tool will make it work so much better. Just saying, it's just a little tip from me to you. And then you make a window. It's kind of like a shaker box, but not. This is very similar to how you make a little shaker window, right? But it's not being a shaker window. I suppose you could, except there are so many pieces in this. I think your shaker pieces would get stuck. It would get stuck at the trees. It would get stuck at the fence, at the little clouds. So I don't think I would do this as a shaker box. Okay, so there you go. And now I can fit this onto the card like so. And that's not centered. So that's why you take your time and don't press too hard when you first do this, because it was not centered. Let's see if that's a little better. Perfection is overrated. Repeat that mantra with me. Perfection is overrated. Perfection is overrated. So now if we look at this, the strip of Pear Pizzazz goes all the way across the card. All right. And so I am going to just add, again, some awesome liquid adhesive on here. And I'm going to put it slightly in the window only because I want some of the this little border to show. And if it's extending a little long, you know, you can trim it off. I think this is, I'm trying to remember what the width is on this. It is 1 inch. So this is 1 inch right here. All right. So now we have our little windmill that is going to sit on there. Now, personally, I like the spinning of the windmills, but it doesn't really work on this card because you don't want it spinning while it's going out into the world. So I'm going to just go ahead and put adhesive on the back of the actual windmill building and then put little bits onto, let's see now, that one I think is going to be in the window. So I want it like really near the top of that. Whoops, that's kind of thicker than I wanted. And there, and then a little bit there. Okay, just to kind of keep the windmill from blowing, actually blowing. And I'm going to start by making sure I can see where my windmills or my little blades are going to go. And then set it on there. Now, I did make a mistake. I can tell I made a mistake. I put adhesive where I should not have put adhesive on this piece of the windmill and on the back of that. And I don't want it to stick down. This will dry, so I'm not going to worry about it as long as it's stuck where I want it to be stuck. I won't worry about the fact that there's glue under here and under here. These aren't going anywhere. Okay, so there you go. I love, love, love this card. And now I am happy to say I've created this card. So I hope you guys will try and do some fun stuff and just kind of copy it. If you don't have the awesome rectangular dies, again, ask yourself why, because why? But if you don't and you have a paper trimmer that is the Stampin' Up trimmer or one like this, you know you can cut windows out of this with this piece because you can lift and do windows. If you don't know how to do that, please comment and let me know, and I will be happy to show how to do that. But there you go. I copied and stamped this beautiful card that's on the front of the Stampin' Up catalog, and I love it. I think it's pretty darn close. Again, I think they may have used a bigger card than I did, like one of the big ones. But that's okay. This works too. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, my name is Carrie Beglow. I'm your Stampin' Up demonstrator, and this is a pre-recorded video on facebook.com/Memory Inkers. If you are watching it somewhere else, please go ahead and like and comment and share. But if you want to be in my prizes every month, you have to go comment on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Memory Inkers. If you want to shop for this awesome bundle or suite, you need to go to my Stampin' Up website, which is memoryinkers.com. Please use the hostess code PGCTF7MZ so that you can be a part of my drawing for that also. Have a blessed and wonderful day, and I hope you'd enjoyed this version of Just in Case.